Alrighty, let's get this underway. Will be a very interesting match. A 12k one-on-one. So both players have a mod enabled which lets them create fleets with more than 10 ships in them. And they're at the full 12k limit, so it will truly be a battle of the APM happening here right now. Both of these players finished second in one of the recent tournaments hosted through the Discord. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Hunter, always a fan of the Beam BB. I do see Empress over here, which is his favorite name for that ship. Avalon will be a lot harder to tell what he's going to use. I haven't seen him play too much OSP. He is a very good player, though. Excellent with missiles, cannons, you name it, he can do it. Hunter as well. Both very good players, as I mentioned before. As far as deployment, we've got slightly heavy on the C point. I would expect this is a Beam BB plus escorts, maybe some CLs that are going to be doing the B push. A light capping force to D, possibly something running into A, although it's quite unlikely. And I'm not too sure on OSP what's going to happen. We'll have to take a look and see. Lemos here is a C-65. We'll see if it has missiles on the back or containers. These are rockets. That's an interesting choice. Suppose, and a container or two. That will be a nasty surprise eventually. This is a disgusting 32 per launch phase MLS-2 carrier. Gross. And a railgun Ocello. Don't see any jammers on it, so it will be a purely fire support ship. On the left, we have what I'm guessing is 2 flights of rocket shuttles. No, these are E-War. 2 sets of E-War. So we have, I believe this is an Illuminator. Yes. This must be to go with some Gales. Possibly from here. Yes, so he's going to have E-War shuttles in conjunction with his MLS-2 carrier. On the far left, we've got an LRT, another LRT. Here are the rocket shuttles. I knew there would be. So a flight of, looks like 3 rocket shuttles with a pinpoint for support. Another group of shuttles, almost all the way. No, I got turned around. So they're going under B, probably under the map. Another EWR, and then finally a mine layer completes the fleet. For ANS, as promised, here's the vaunted Beam BB with a stone wall on the front. A pair of CLs, as expected, 1 gun, 1 missile. Let's not miss this. Here come the Gales. See when he gets Illuminators on target. These are actually, it's hard to tell, they're illuminating each other. But there are illuminators on target. And here we go. Oh my goodness, they're launching a stream of gales at each other. The PD's going off. It looks like Hunter's gales have missed. And the PD has cleaned up the other ones. Oh, they didn't miss. They managed to find one of the shuttles. That was something you don't see every day. Just an absolute disgusting stream of gales shot back and forth.
The enemy secured zone boxer.
So rounding out a 450 Axford with Pinard, and these are Mark 62. So combination screening and Pinard force to go along with the battleship. These two being close together are going to represent the majority of the points of this fleet. There is a Mark 62 CL. That's an interesting play. Quite a gamble moving it this aggressively all the way into A, unsupported by itself. Let's see if these rocket shuttles, when and if they decide to pounce on that, and remaining on this side is another Mark 62 CL. Interesting choice, the Mark 62 CLs. He's brought an awful lot of them. That makes 3 by my count. This might be... Okay, this is a Mark 64. So 1 standard, 2 standard gun CLs. I believe this one was also Mark 64. Over here. No, these are both missile. Another batch of gales coming in. Let's see if we will actually watch these come in. See if they manage to make contact. They don't. The rotary flat cannon's doing a great job of shutting down that spam. Same for the stone walls on the other side. Meanwhile, some shots starting to go out. This Acello is engaging this beam battleship. Beam battleship slightly out of position. Definitely not close enough to shoot its beams at anything. And in the meantime, it's completely open in blank space over here. Looks like another rocket launch, sorry, MLS-2 launch, might be on its way to engage this CL on the A point. Meanwhile, not too much else happening. I'm sure the players are already stressed to the max just managing this one single fight. 450s opening up from the line chips, the rails already engaging this battleship. And in the meantime, another wave of size 2s headed for this line ship. Not nearly the same amount of PD available on this missile carrier. It's going to eat a massive, massive attack. There goes the power. Surely the whole thing is going to be gutted. These rocket shuttles can do nothing but look on with tears in their eyes as this ship gets completely sent to the Shadow Realm. Oh, some of them managed to swing past and take out this shuttle as well. And value secured there. Unfortunately for Avalon, that missile wave took out a huge chunk of points on this missile carrier. That can't be right. It fired all of its missiles in one batch? Where's the magazine? There we go. Over 100 gales stuck on that ship. That's 400 points, not counting the hull. And here comes the beam BB to absolutely finish any thought of getting back into the fight. Already the rocket shuttle is dead, and this thing is completely doomed. Meanwhile, the line ships and the Ocello continuing to engage. They must be desperately trying to back up at this point. This beam battleship goes incredibly fast. I believe it's over 30 meters per second at full speed. And although Hunter has secured a 3 cap momentarily, there is this cheeky back cap happening. But this CL is coming to stop that party. These are, however, armed and dangerous? No, this is the E-War group. It's interesting. Not sure exactly. I suppose what happened was with the loss of that missile carrier, these ships have nothing better to do. They were illuminators, completely useless, without gales to sight for. That's pretty much that as far as that group is gone. So the decision to send it to D will secure the point, but there is that CL, which will likely recap it quickly. Looks like this CL's job has pretty much been to shut down the early warning radars and LRTs available. It's firing on this tug. Doesn't look like Avalon has noticed. I'm sure he's busy microwaving the rest of his main attack force away, desperately away from the ANS. It's incredibly unfortunate about that MLS-2 carrier. It represented so many points. At this stage of the game, it seems very unlikely for an OSP comeback. The beam battleship will absolutely zone out both A cap and B cap from this position. There's plenty of CLs left over to contest and fend off the rest of this fleet. Meanwhile, the Ocello and the 450 line ship pair will valiantly do battle with the remains of this assault force, but it's very unlikely they'll be able to deal catastrophic damage to that Axford. Especially considering its drive setup of 2 Raiders and a Whiplash. That is just so much movement. You can see in relation to the other ships how fast it is moving and dodging around the place. Not even the rails can reliably hit it. And these are ANS rails, not the mass driver version, I believe. Let's double check that. Well, no, they have to be because they're on an Ocello. Yes, they are ANS rails. Even more S2s coming out. The Illuminators are on target. This was the fleet that stopped them handily earlier. However, it's taken a lot more damage since that happened. Still no soft kill available on this Ocello. It looks like some will definitely hit. That is another deadline ship. Another very deadline ship. Meanwhile, it looks like B's being captured by the battleship. D, these rocket shuttles, despite being armed, let's see if they actually did get their rockets off. No, sorry, I forgot. These are the EW group. The only rocket shuttles are here. Armed. And here on point E. Unfortunately, this mine layer ship is attempting to attack? I am not even sure how to check the ammunition on this.
The enemy is securing Zone Dagger.
It does have rockets. Those rockets appear to either be empty or otherwise not being fired. They are fully loaded. I suppose this is a case of being overwhelmed and not able to give this rocket launcher command. They might actually be able to immediately kill this CL. It's so incredibly close. I'm sure Avalon is worried about his other ships a bit as they fight this main attack force over here.
We are contesting Zone Dagger.
If only these rockets would fire, though. That might be a dead CL. I'm just, at this point, waiting and hoping that he does realize they are available before this ship takes catastrophic damage. Meanwhile, the other rocket shuttles have moved on to sea. That'll be an easy cap. However, one of the Mark 62 CLs, after capping A, has gone all the way over to E. And here come the rockets, finally. Some of them, anyway. Did not look like that was everything. It was not. Thrusters are still firing. Not sure exactly what happened there. Let's see if these, and they do, these rocket shuttles are on their way to engage this CL. Hopefully they'll get theirs off, even though its brother in arms over there seems to be having some issues. And our long drawn-out fight between these two ships continues. Here come the rockets. And I see lots of explosions happening there. Let's take a look. It's blown off the front of the ship. Unable to secure the kill. Let's see if any of these ships... And they do. This is a very good strategy if he has enough left. After your initial volley, many of the thrusters will go down on whatever you're attacking. That will let you get closer, get a better angle. A side shot here, broadside, would be ideal. There they are. And that should be the end of the CL. Into the CIC, into its more soft modules. We'll see. This CL might have gotten lucky, depending on whether the rest of these rockets fire or not. Its CIC is knocked out, but it is able to be repaired if some of these reactors get taken out as well. This reinforced locker might be able to restore this large one, letting it zombie itself back. Meanwhile, over at D, looks like the rest of these rockets did finally fire. Many of them, anyway, into the closer of the CLs. Similar damage, blowing the front off of it and destroying most of the turrets. Not quite as damaged as the other one on E point. And we do have this near full health CL continuing to pummel this poor line ship. However, these other shuttles are coming. Hunter needs to be careful. This assault fleet might be getting drawn purposefully away from the cap points. If these two backline CLs get taken out by these rocket shuttles, there could easily be A and D captured back for the OSP. I'm a little surprised to see, well, I shouldn't be surprised to see this B&B has absolute bloodlust, pushing the OSP forces all the way to the withdrawal line. He knows there's very little they can do about it. Rails plus 1 450 line ship is not enough to take out a battleship, and that is likely why he is going to push all the way and take out these remaining heavy combat ships. However, he really needs to move the rest of his fleet into a better position to defend the center of the map and protect his A and B caps. Suppose at this point he's very confident in these two CLs. Let's see if these rocket shuttles are able to change anything about that. Looks like they did get a volley of rockets off on this CL. It's now damaged quite a bit, but not before they were able to completely kill this line ship. Looks like he's just let them take care of themselves. Hopefully they'll fire again soon. And the other pack of rocket shuttles, for better or worse, is forced to leave this CL and go for the A cap. And there's the GG. Avalon's done the math and decided he can't win. And that's